Hey guys, I thought I'd make a quick video on how to hardwire your radar detector to an Audi. There are plenty of very detailed videos on how to do that on Vortex and other channels, but I thought I would just find something for an Audi A7 and I couldn't, so I decided to just document this. So what you need is one of these hardwire cables that you can order. I think it's about 20 bucks, and I'll explain that in a little bit. There's a add circuit. This is about 8 bucks, I think. It comes with the fuses. You can also go to your local AutoZone and pick this up without the fuses. I decided to order it online. You need a multimeter. This is an important step in trying to determine your ground, because if you don't do grounding correctly, you will either short your radar detector or equipment out, or at the worst case, you're going to keep having fuses blow. You will need a crimper and wire cutter. You don't need to buy one of those. You can just use scissors and cut the wire that way, the casing, and then you can just crimp with a pair of pliers. And then last but not least, you need a bottle of beer. Alright, and here is the unpacked direct wire cable. As you can see, it's got 4 parts that are important. This is the connector, an RJ11 that goes into the radar detector. This is for Uniden R3 or Uniden radar detectors, but it could, I think I've seen it work with others that use the same kind of jack. This is the ground. This is the live or the hot power, and this here is an included fuse. So if you have one of these fuses already built into the cable, then when you put one in the adder fuse, you can add one that's bigger. Otherwise, you need to put a 2-amp fuse to protect this equipment and the cable. That's about it. Checking with the Audi A7 manual, it shows you where the fuses are, and I'm about to open it up. And I've also decided that I'm going to use a fuse that belongs to the home link over here. And I'm going to route this all the way up and down here, around and to the side. If that strategy doesn't work, I will then bring the cable around, put it through this airbag over here, bring it down through the weather shielding, and then bring it into this area. And bring it into this area from here. The way to open the Audi panel on the side is, if you look over here, there's a little notch, and if you just shove a flat screwdriver head in there and pry it open, we should be able to get this removed. And here are the exposed fuses. I'm going to take off this fuse cap over here and then look for the home link, which I believe is fuse number 10 somewhere. Alright guys, slight change of plans. I decided, rather than use the home link, to use the CD DVD changer over here. That's because I realized that the size of the home link, the fuses are different in size to the ATC fuses for the adder circuit that I have. So I just tested this with a multimeter, and that does not have power when it's switched off, and when the power comes on in the car, then this thing is active. I did test it with a ground, and that is good ground, because as soon as I test it with a multimeter and touch it to this, I get a current and I get a 12-volt signal when the car is on. So that shows that that is a good ground over here, and that would be the right fuse. So anybody that's looking to do it for an A7, I can confirm that that is a good ground. Alright, so we've gone ahead and actually added the circuit to the fuse that we wanted to. We've moved the fuse over here, and then we've also added another 5-amp fuse for this guy, and then we also have a protection against the actual radar device with a 2-amp. So I went ahead and added the out of circuit. I've also clamped down the ground. That was a little bit of a challenge because it's quite a big nut, so I had to actually break the loop on that thing and then just kind of jam it in there. And now it's time to actually position the radar device over here and start looping the cable around. The cable is all brought in nicely. Put it through the weather stripping. I cannot tuck it in here, so I'm just going to let it kind of follow this line over here, and once I put the cover on, it should be fairly well concealed, and job done. And finally, radar detector installed. I'm going to turn it on, and we have it working.
K-band, Ka-band, laser, GPS connected.
Perfect.